talking that casual dining is obviously struggling with some of the big chains, and retail didn't have the best Christmas that they could have had. Where does kind of the events industry sit in terms of new openings? How many press releases, I guess, are you guys getting a week of people talking? Because to me, people are still going out and expending. They are still booking events. They just want something different. And I guess what retail didn't do necessarily was keep up with the experience in store. And what casual dining didn't necessarily was move away from offer-led and understand, actually, once we've got you in, how are we going to create for you? And I think where we're talking about is the events industry and the experience side of that has evolved as the consumer wanted it to, but retail and casual dining didn't necessarily. So how many openings have we got, in the same way that Cafe, obviously, nearly 100 years, have revamped something that was already working just to enhance the experience for the consumer that now attends? Yeah. Where does the UK sit in terms of openings of venues and experiences?
So when we launched Design My Night, which was 2009, the recession hit straight after that. So we just left our jobs, thought, we're going to set up this website, and then the recession hit, so we were like, shit. But what we found is that this industry is probably the most buoyant, because even if you haven't got money in your pocket, and Brexit's happening as well, you still want to go out and have a drink.
You find it for a cocktail, won't you?
Yeah, you might not go. You might not go on that holiday this year, but I'm sure as hell going to go out and have a few drinks with my mates. Even more so because you're not going on that holiday. So we found it was quite buoyant, and now it annoys me when you see the press reporting that this industry is in decline because of the chains. We probably get about 6 new openings a week coming to us in London across the restaurant and bar industry. And the ones that do it well do very well. Yeah. And it's the same with the chains. The chains that do it well and that offer a good experience, and it doesn't have to be immersive, it's good value, good service, good food, good price, and that's all you want from a chain. Those that are doing it well are doing well. The ones that got lazy and were very offer-led and you'd have a poor service, they aren't doing well. But for us, we think the industry's in a bit of a heyday at the moment because it's just so varied.
Because I think with the high street and closures, it has brought a new opportunity for an event space. So if we think about Appear Here, they have done exceptionally well for creating new event spaces for pop-ups, short-term product launches. They've brought, in the same way that Street Feast, taking disused sites and car parks and turning them into new food arenas, it's allowed opportunities for other people that have got kind of the energy and the love for events and how you can create these different experiences that are like Instagram, that they're there and then they're gone.
Yeah. Canada Water. It's like, literally, if you'd have thought that sighting,
Hawker House is
just an amazing destination to go and enjoy, a full plethora. But Canada Water a couple of years ago, but do you know what I mean?
It's still getting people out there, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now I guess you've got Printworks and Hawker House. It's like you've got full-blown destination venues there that people travel and migrate to.
And I think it's less around, sorry to hear this, less around alcohol now. So I think there's a big trend that we're seeing in, the 21 and under who just aren't drinking. So they're at university and not drinking, which to our generation, that's all we did at university.
Millennials, my God.
80% drink, 20% study.
Yeah.
So the population that are drinking less and less, alcohol that is, they want to go out and be entertained. So it's actually not about getting drunk, it's about having fun. And I think if you can capture that, the word fun, someone that does it really well is Ballyballerson. So that's a ball pit bar. Again, we sell thousands of tickets for adults to go and have fun in a ball pit bar. And because it's just fun and you forget about Brexit and you forget about the world outside you. Yeah. And I think that's where this space has to be, is about escaping.
I guess you've highlighted a scary issue for some drinks brands in terms of people are drinking. We're looking at trend reports that are coming out. People are drinking less. That's a fact. However, the good side, the light side of that coin, essentially, is what that enables you to do is make the cocktails part of that experience and theme them. So rather than a drink being part of an experience that is just part of the bog standard experience, now I guess you have a chance to, if they're drinking less, how do you make it much better and part of the experience? So I guess looking at the opportunity is if the event's themed, how are the drinks tie into that theme? So actually people walk away with feeling like a drink was an integral part.
But, sorry, it's also, again, from our side, is how the dynamic of where drink and food actually fit into what you're doing. society today has massively moved away from what it used to be. It's now incredibly health conscious. We're all sick and tired of being told, don't eat this, don't drink that, and so on and so forth. So everything we do, and we've actually done events where they've been meat-free and they've been drink-free, alcohol-free. And ultimately, customers and clients are turning around from the corporate social responsibility perspective and saying, this is great. This now gives us ability, rather than you going out on your midnight for a conference, getting absolutely wasted, so you would waste every penny we've spent on day two. People are going to turn up the following day being engaged with what's actually happening because they don't have the raving hangovers. And this, again, is just, it's indicative of what's happening in culture. People are being more aware of what they want or in terms of their body and looking after themselves. And that's been reflected in the wider spectrum of corporate life.
Breakfast events, I get a lot more requests now for breakfast events that are kind of seminars and conferences, you know, rather than just the kind of daytime and evening things because of that reason as well. I think they're sort of health conscious where they can dictate their sort of catering and tailor that as well more towards the wellness side. So yeah, definitely.
Brunch for us is that word,
Yeah,
brunch.
brunch,
It
yeah.
means a lot of things depending on where you go. Through the bar is slightly different, or in Bagatelle slightly different. But I think there's certain brunch occasions, it's just such a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's the third most searched
Searched
feature
thing.
on
Big on,
Brunch.
yeah.
Bottomless brunch.
Bottomless
And yeah,
brunch.
we actually have a brunch at both Tropicana and Café de Paris every single Saturday across 4 different brands that we work with. And even only maybe like 12 to 18 months ago, we had none. And that's just a very quick change in terms of there's the sort of older generation, mid to older generation, who don't want to come out and be going home at 5 a.m, but they'll be happily come out during the day on a Saturday and be home by 6 p.m. and have a great time. And they still spend the spend per head, our average spend per head for an event, a brunch event on a Saturday here at Tropicana is anything from some sort of 40 to 55 pounds per person, which is still for 5 hours of an afternoon before we would even consider opening is a great opportunity that we've tried to capitalise on.